Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, be sure to hit subscribe and tap the bell icon to be sure you get notified every time I post a new video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to do wear everywhere makeup. This makeup is so simple, so easy, and you can literally wear it everywhere. With that being said, let me zoom you guys in and I'm going to show you how to do this. Hello everybody. Welcome back to my face. It's been such a long time since I did a makeup video, but welcome back. I thought it would be a great idea to film this video because I have a little bit of acne spots going on, a little bit of like color going on in my dark circle area, and obviously some like brows that we have to fix, and just an overall, you have some work to do kind of face. That sounds so bad. Okay, I cleaned all my brushes and we're ready to get makeuping. What is the act of doing makeup? Makeuping? Makeupper? Am I a makeupper? Makeuping? Okay. The palette I'm going to be using today is the Urban Decay Naked Smoky. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. I like to start off by color correcting. First, a primer. I'm using the Too Faced Plump and Prime. I do start off with a primer first and then I color correct. So I would say color correcting second. But as far as makeup goes, color correcting is first. Next, let me use a brush to point like I'm a teacher. I have a little bit of veins on the side of my head. I don't know if you can tell. But I just have like some blue veins, and then I have some blue coloring a little bit under my eye. To counteract blue, I go in with this shade 210 in Fenty concealer, and it actually cancels out the blue because it has like a yellowy, orangey sort of tint to it, you know what I mean? I kind of go along here, just wherever the blue is. That's what I do. And then after that, this is the JS3 brush. This was like a contour brush, but I actually like to use it because it is smaller and it's pretty dense. I like to use it to buff out concealer. I know it's not 100% opaque, but that's because we're going to be adding concealer and foundation over it, so it doesn't have to be like perfectly opaque. I don't want to have like yellow around my eyes. It's all gonna work together. Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. I love to use this for my under eye area because it just has that salmony tone to it that really gets rid of the blue, especially like right there. I get a lot of blue right there. So just really light, just blending it out. That's the main goal. That looks pretty good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is for any redness that I have. So I have a little bit of redness up here, a little bit down here, and a little bit over here. So we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna take it on the back of my hand, and it's a green concealer. And again, you don't want to go heavy with this. You don't want to see green. If anything, you want to see like a gray appearance because it's going to cancel out the color. So right now it's a little bit red there. So we're just going to cancel it out. So I'm going to take it onto my brush, like barely, kind of like dot it. That even might be too much. So I'm going to just wipe it on nothing. And then continue to buff it in the skin, and you can kind of see how it looks a little more gray compared to like this part. So we're just trying to neutralize everything. And then I'm going to take this little tiny guy and a little bit of this green product, And I'm gonna go on top of any little acne spots that I may have. And then I'm just gonna use the same brush to blend it out. Like that. Now that your face looks dull as heck, we're gonna go on to foundation. And I just wiped off whatever green I had on my hand. And I'm going to go in with this brush. This is the, oh, I thought this was a Morphe brush. This is a Japanese brush. I probably got this at Marshall's. Any brush that's pretty dense and flat is good for the face, for foundation. But I like really bright under eyes. So I'm going to take the Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer. And I like to sandwich my concealer. So I like to start with like a really bright underneath, and then I put foundation on, and then I do like a little bit more concealer. So I just want to get the bright points down before I put on the foundation. So this could count as color correcting, if you will, but that's what I like to do. Going in with the same Jeffree Star brush, just blend that in. And then I take a wet beauty blender and just blend it all in. So this is like my base before I start my foundation. Exhibit A. I'm using two foundations today. This is the MAC Studio Fix in N4.75, and this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r foundation in shade 150. So I'm going to be mixing these two on the back of my hand. So that is plenty for the whole face. Something a lot of people, especially makeup artists on YouTube, hashtag rude, they don't talk about how little makeup you need. Like, that's going to cover my whole face. Don't believe me? Just watch. I sound like Bruno Mars in here. Then whatever's on the butt end of that brush, I just wipe it on my face because that's where it's going anyways. And then I take one of these guys and just do that, kind of pick up a little bit there, and then I just spread it evenly across the whole face. Since I color corrected, there's really no need to put on a lot of foundation because everything should be all evenly toned anyways. I love the saying less is more because it really is. Like, look at that. I don't even need that much. And then I like to take it down my neck. This is just one of those makeups where you have to trust the process. The less foundation you have on your face, the less it's gonna crease, the more beautiful you're gonna look. You know what I'm saying? What I like to do is I like to take my sponge and just blot the whole face. This is gonna help diffuse the brush strokes and make it look actually like your skin. And then I like to go in with my Shape Tape. I just have a little tiny one of these guys and just conceal a little bit there, a little bit around here, my temples, on any acne spots. And this concealer is not lighter than my skin tone. It's actually the same shade. It is kind of like a concentrated foundation, and it really goes where you need it to go. And it just helps make everything look so good. With my base, I don't mess around. I like it to be perfect. So all those little steps really help my whole base look really, really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a powder brush and then I'm going to put on some setting powder, but not just like all over the face willy-nilly. It's strategic. So we're going to use 4 setting powders. This one says All Nighter, but it's actually Rimmel Stay Matte, but I pressed it into this container because I like how it has a mirror. So this is Rimmel Stay Matte, and I'm going to put this, if I were to draw a diamond over my face, it would be in this area. So I'm gonna put this setting powder in that area. And then we're going in with the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation. This is in the shade NC35. This is a little bit dark. This is like the transition shade to our contour. So this isn't contour, it's just like a transition into that. I'm gonna apply that with the same brush, kind of like over where I would contour. So in that like 3 shape, outer edge of the forehead, right here, and then the jawline. Boom. Do the same thing on the other side. And now I'm going in with Hoola, which is a little darker than that last MAC shade. So I'm just taking that. And you see how beautifully this transitions. Oh, it's gorgeous. Make sure to blend both sides evenly. I know some right-handed people blend their right side of their face flawlessly, and then the left side's like sad. So make sure you blend evenly. Next, we're going into the darkest contour that I have, the Bahama Mama by the Balm. And as you can see, I love this one. So I dipped in a few times and I patted it off. And we're gonna start like up here. And you see how like dark it is already? Okay. We're gonna start up here and then work our way down. So you see I'm using this little part of the brush. This is kind of like upside down. You're gonna like end up flicking product. So just use it like that. Again with the temples too, because that's gonna shorten your face a little bit. If you already have like a longer face, you don't necessarily have to do that, but if you have a wider face, that really helps slim out your face a little bit. And we're drawing an imaginary line from the top of the ear to the corner of the mouth. That's kind of like where the contour should go. This is barely noticeable, but I'm just doing a little bit on my nose because I think it helps tie everything together. A little bit on my nose, and then a small amount on the forehead. If you already have a small forehead, there's no need for this process. I have a decently large forehead, so I will be contouring just like that. That's how I contour. At this point in time, I will do my eyebrows. As you can see, I have quite a lot of work to do. I have a video on how to do your eyebrows and how to pick the right product for you, so if you want to see that, click here. But for me, I have a lot of work to do. So I'm missing eyebrow hair, and it's not even because I chose to have it missing, it's just gone. So I use the DipBrow Pomade in Taupe. What I do is I take a little bit on my brush and then I go like that on the lid. And I try to like make a good point. We can already see that right here needs help. So you see how I'm just very lightly, barely, I can't think of what word I want to use, but I'm barely touching it and it's starting to fill in. So that's what I do for my natural eyebrows. Alright, so that's as good as I'm gonna get it. Usually my eyebrows look different, but that's okay because they're twins. Oh no, because they're sisters, not twins. I'm using Urban Decay. I'm gonna be linking everything in the description so you can check that out if you are interested in any of these products that I'm using. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with any of these products because nobody knows me. Anyways, kind of put that on there like that, and then I use my ring finger to blend it out. My eyes are all primed and they're ready for eyeshadow. I like to take the biggest brush for eyes. I like to take this and set the eye because you get everything. So I do that with the Rimmel Stay Matte, and then I go in with the MAC and I kind of do like the crease a little bit, and that kind of like primes my eyes. The foundation in this one kind of like gets rid of any veins I have. With the biggest brush, I take the lightest color. So I'm gonna take Combust and Whiskey, and I'm just gonna mix the two. And as you can see, I tapped off the brush and I'm going in like this, kind of like in circular motions. Circular and windshield whopper. Hello? windshield washer moments. We have windshield washer moments here. Why can't I speak? I'm having a washed out moment right now. You can see just that slight difference. Look at that. I mean, you could just even do that and put on mascara and be done, but we're gonna perfect it a little bit more. But now I'm going to go in with Password and Combust. And I'm just gonna go on that like outer V area. And I'm gonna be going in a little bit more than I did with the last one, because the last one I kind of just kept it really close to the outer corner and I blended in a little bit, but with this one, I'm just gonna blend it slightly inward a little bit more, like that. I'm gonna have this Jeffree Star JS13 brush, and it's just a tiny pencil brush. So if you have a tiny pencil brush, that's amazing. You could actually do this with the brush that it comes with. I'm gonna go in with Password and a little bit of Whiskey. Mix those two. This is gonna be a little darker, but that's okay. You're just gonna be putting a little bit underneath. I think when I started wearing makeup, I was really scared to put eyeshadow underneath your eyes. And when I did, I was like, you can put eyeshadow underneath? I'm not gonna use any of the shimmers in this palette, but if you want to, go for it. I am going to be using ColourPop's LadyBird. When I first got this, I have a video, click on the top, I don't know where it's at. I did a haul. I couldn't figure out how to use this, but I figured it out after I ended the video. Use your finger like that. See how beautiful that is? You can't really use a brush with this. And then I try to like diffuse it a little bit so it's not as intense. And then I like to just pop that like on the center. You see how gorgeous that looks? Pop that on the center and then use a different clean finger to kind of like blend it out a little bit. And it just looks so good. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes and then use your favorite mascara. I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Princess. Not only is it cheap, but it works so well. I like to use the fat end towards the end you want to look thickest. And I like to do a combing / wiggling motion. I am a sucker for lower lashes, so I use the Rocket Volume. I've used this literally forever. If you have transferring, at the end of the day you have mascara underneath your eyes. Maybe your eyes are too, like when you smile and laugh, maybe your cheeks touch your bottom lashes. This will prevent any smudging underneath. Now we're gonna do blush, and I like powder blush. Why can't I speak at all? I really like powder blush. So my main blushes that I use are the Frat Boy by the Balm. I love the Balm's face products. They're so good. And the Kat Von D Shade and Light and Hansel and Gretel. Again, they stopped making this. I don't know where to get it. But it's just an apricot blush and it is beautiful. Like you can just see how stunning that is. Oh, I love it. I love a good apricot blush. And then a little bit on the nose, and then I love just taking it up on the forehead a little bit and on the chin. It kind of like balances everything out. This highlighter, amazing. This is the Kilowatt highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. Okay, look. Are you kidding me? It's gorgeous. So what I like to do, this one right here, I think it's called Lightning Dust. I like to take that on the face and apply that. And then the crystal, Fire Crystal, I like to apply more strategically. So let's take a flat shader brush and Fire Crystal. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the inner corner highlight. I kind of am. I'm like scared to say that. I don't know why I'm scared to say that. I don't see anything wrong with it. So not only do I like to highlight a little bit of my inner corner, I mean just like a touch, I like to highlight underneath as well. So like right here, I like to highlight that. All right, we got 2 more things. 24/7 pencil by Urban Decay, the eyeliner. I like to just go like that so I can see underneath. Hey, what's up? And just tight line my eye. For my lips, I like to use the Benetint, and I think this is great for anything. The gym, work, literally anything. Oh my gosh, I'm so sloppy. But it's great because you don't have to be that accurate with it. I like to kind of do this. And it just adds life back to my lips. And then you can add a gloss over it. Use the Fenty Beauty gloss and Sweet Mouth. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, I'll see you all in my next video. Goodbye!